She then texted me these 2 hours ago. Can we talk? I'm sorry for not telling you it was my ex that I invited over. I didn't want you to get the wrong idea. Nothing happened. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, My Girlfriend Invited Her Ex Over to My Apartment and I'm Absolutely Livid Right Now. And guys, this story is all about a guy. He has this girlfriend for a while now, and quite often she's over at his apartment, hanging out there like 80% of the time, he says. I don't know why she can't be at her place, but she's always at his place. And a lot of times also when he's not there. And recently, she messaged him about having a friend come over while he wasn't there. He thought no big deal, probably a girl. Well, he was wrong. He was wrong because, as you're going to see, it wasn't a girlfriend of hers, it was a dude. And you're going to see, guys, how he handles this situation, the incredible disrespect she shows him. He handles it like a boss, and ultimately ends up kicking her to the curb. And she has a definite meltdown over this. And I'm doing this one as an example, guys, to show you how, fortunately, there are some guys still that can handle things right, and maybe there's just some hope for guys out there. And how you can't tolerate disrespect, you got to pay attention to somebody's actions, see through the BS, that type of thing. And this guy handles this right here. Now, this is part one of a two-part series, because putting them all together would be too freaking long for me today, so I'm only doing part one leading up to the eventual, very entertaining part at the end. So it starts off, he says here, I live in a big city in my own apartment. My girlfriend, Lily, lives with her roommates. But if I'm being honest, she basically lives over here 80% of the time. Well, if she's over there 80% of the time, I think she can definitely contribute to some of the expenses. I think that's kind of warranted here. But she probably says, I contribute in other ways. Early today, / yesterday, while I was at the gym with one of my friends, she texted me saying that an old friend that she hasn't seen in a while is in town, and that it would be really nice to have a quiet place to catch up. I said they could use my apartment, and then I'd go out for dinner with Mike, so they have time to catch up. During this time, I'm at the gym, so I was in a rush. I didn't ask who she was inviting over, etc. Well, you're going to see here, he should have found out exactly who she's hanging out with. Well, apparently, I should, as the old friend was apparently catching up with her alone in my apartment, was her ex-boyfriend, Kyle. Old friend, huh? Neglected to mention that was an ex-boyfriend. And you know what? She did that on purpose. She did that on purpose because she knew darn well he obviously would have issue with this, let alone in his own apartment. Not her apartment, his apartment. Around 30 minutes after the conversation, I get a text from her saying that they're at the apartment. I just said BET and continued with my friend. Mike and I finished our workout around 7 p.m. and decided we'd go to Whole Foods as their hot / salad bars with some great food. We ate there and finished around 8:30 p.m. I'm on the way home now, and honestly, I wasn't expecting anything other than just saying hi and heading my ass to bed. It had been a long day, and honestly, I was just ready to go to sleep. I arrived home at 9 p.m., and at this point, I had no idea if her friend was still over or not. I was secretly hoping that they weren't, as I didn't feel like socializing at all, but hey, I'll take one for the team. When I walked into the apartment, I see some big-ass Timberland boots that obviously are a man's. What, was the guy doing some yard work or something before he got there? I'm immediately like, F her friend, brought her boyfriend, I'm going to have to stay up and socialize now. I take off my shoes and my jacket and start heading down the mini hallway. As I enter the living room, I see my girlfriend sitting on the couch with a man at separate ends but staring right at each other talking. My girlfriend notices me and jumps a little. I didn't really find this odd at the time, but now I'm thinking back, it makes sense. So he gets there and sees this dude in his freaking house. Right? Now he's assuming that one of her friends is over, and that's her friend's boyfriend who he hasn't met yet. Okay, fine. He didn't want to socialize, but okay, this is her friend's boyfriend. Well, no. At this point, I'm still completely oblivious. I say hello and start walking towards the man. I'm looking around the house at this point for her friend, honestly, and I just thought she was in the bathroom or some shit. I shake the guy's hand and say something like, hey, I'm Lily's boyfriend. He replied back in a cocky-ass way, something like, I'm Kyle, Lily's ex. I was like, oh, my fault. I thought you were her friend's boyfriend. Then I got a little quiet and I rapidly came to the realization that my girlfriend has been alone with her ex in my apartment for the last couple of hours. Not cool. She did that 100% on purpose. Old friend in town, my ass. She knew what she was doing because she knew that he would rightfully have issue with her hanging out with her ex alone in his apartment. And wait till you see how this guy acts here. He says here, I look at my girl and say, so I'm taking this was your old friend. She said, yeah, in a soft voice. At this point, I wasn't letting myself jump to any conclusions, but I'm tired and I don't feel like socializing. I'm also now upset that my girl was just chilling with her ex in my apartment. You're damn right. I'd say I pretty much get the hell out of here. Both of you. It got quiet again, and those two made zero effort to continue whatever conversation they were just having like moments ago. Lily asked, how was my day? And I was like, it was fine. I guess again, getting the vibe I'm interrupting something. At this point, I'm fed up. Only like a minute or so had passed since my question to her. And I look at him and ask Kyle, hey, do you mind ending it for today? I actually got some things I got to talk to Lily about. And he said something like, she invited me over though, and we're still reminiscing on the good old days. I look at Lily and she can't even look me in the eyes. This guy's politely saying, will you leave? And the guy's like, well, we're still reminiscing about the good old days. I'd be like, motherfucker, get the fuck out of my apartment. I don't know you. And don't you fucking talk to me like that. I mean, some nerve of this guy. But of course, the gals with their ex-boyfriends are the Chatter and Tyrone types who are a bunch of D-bags. I look back at Kyle and say, all right, let me rephrase it as this is my apartment and I'm telling you to leave. He then looks at her and says, do you want me to leave? He's going to ask, this guy's telling him to get the hell out of my apartment now. He didn't say those words, but he's pretty much, and this guy's, do you want me to leave? You want to talk about freaking nerve here. At this point, I'm not proud of it, and I completely lose my shit, saying, what the F do you mean by that? I don't give a shit if she wants you to leave or not. I'm telling you to get the fuck out of my house. Lily's telling me to calm down and turns and tells me he needs to leave. She's telling you in your apartment to calm down. It's your place. Does she pay the bills? Is she on the lease? No. But there are a lot of guys out there that would let themselves be walked all over in a situation like this, but not this guy here, and that's good. Kyle gets up and heads towards the hallway to get his stuff. I follow and he ends up leaving. I come back and Lily's now pissed at me for saying that I embarrassed her. He says, I embarrassed you? She then goes on about how my reaction is totally uncalled for, as she told me he was coming over and asked. I was like, no, Lily, you said an effing friend was coming over, effing friend. Not once you mentioned this friend was a male, much less your effing ex. She's got some, I guess, clearly her perception of this guy is something different because he's handling it in a way she's surprised about. It's a bunch of crap. She knew darn well that she said the whole friend thing. She could have said ex-boyfriend. She didn't do that on purpose. And he has every right to react the way he did. I wouldn't be having this conversation, so you can get your stuff out of here too. You call me when you want to apologize, but I'd be done with her. She then says my reaction was BS and that I acted like an ass. I tell her you were with your effing ex in my apartment. Do you not understand how much of a FU that comes across as? I then ask why the F were you all meeting in the first place, and she tells me he's going through a rough time and needs someone to lean on. And that's when she just wanted to be there for him as he's a nice person and that by hanging with him in my apartment it shows nothing shady is going on. Bullshit. If he was a nice person, a genuinely nice guy, he wouldn't be there in some other dude's apartment and he wouldn't have acted the way he did towards this guy. This guy's a cocky jackass, probably her bad boy ex who probably broke up with her, and she's more than happy to be the shoulder for him to lean on when he's going through a hard time here in hopes to get him back. That's probably what's going on here. And using this guy. I explained how this is BS and that if my ex started having issues and I was the one comforting her, she would be pissed off. You're damn right. If he had his ex-girlfriend over, if he was at her apartment and invited his ex-girlfriend to come over there to let her lean on his shoulder during tough times, she'd lose her shit, and rightfully so. She said that she didn't understand because she has empathy. I was like, that's BS, Lily. You got pissed at me at the gym because I smiled when a girl complimented me on my form when lifting. She then was like, she's done talking and stormed out. I didn't say anything. I didn't chase. I haven't reached out. I just sat on the couch and thought about what the F just happened. I then called my father, who gave me some great advice. He's got an old school father giving me some good old school advice. I like how she finally just storms out here, and he didn't chase her. I don't know what the deal is. He must have. I wonder if by her behaving in this way, he acted like, let's be honest, a simp, and all of a sudden he's not acting that way and she doesn't know how to handle it. I don't know, but he's handling it right. He goes on. She then texted me these 2 hours ago saying, "Can we talk? I'm sorry for not telling you. It was my ex that I invited over. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Nothing happened. Nothing is going to happen. I love you." If she really cared about this guy and really loved him, she wouldn't have lied about the ex coming over. She wouldn't have said it was an old friend. And it would have been like, hey, you know what? You can go talk to somebody else. I got a great guy now. But no. She knows she messed up, and now she's trying to, I love you. He messes me out of the blue that he needs someone to talk to. There's no one else this guy can talk to. Come on. I didn't think that too much. I'm sorry for deceiving you. That sounds like BS to me too. I didn't think much of it, and then followed by sorry for deceiving you like you obviously did. Think about it, or you would have been truthful. I wanted to talk to him at your place because I didn't want you to assume something else was going on. Please talk to me. I love you. I like all the follow-ups are I love you. Obviously, if she sees this, she'll know I'm talking about us, but she doesn't use Reddit. I haven't responded yet, and I'm leaning towards wanting to break things up with her after talking about this with my pops. Not for her talking to him, but for how I felt in the moment. It was all happening. You always pay attention to people's actions, guys, in life. Men or women, but especially women. She's saying one thing, all the I love yous, but her actions are showing disrespect, not caring. This guy obviously has a high priority with her and all that. And he hasn't actually mentioned her whole lot about this guy. It's a huge red flag for me to say that she said an old friend instead of an ex. I still don't get it. He wrote this kind of wrong, guys, so bear with me here. I'm in the moment of me getting visibly upset with her, and she didn't take my side once. When I was nice, before I even recognized him, I felt like it was the odd man out. I just feel like she doesn't respect me. She doesn't. Her actions are communicating that. Not on some 1950s shit where woman has to respect the man, but if the roles were reversed and I was with my ex at her house, I would have backed my girl when she was getting mad. I would have called my ex out for talking cocky to my girl, etc. I'm still very pissed off, so I don't think I should be talking right now. It's currently at 3 o'clock in the morning. Honestly, I'm just effing tired. I don't know. I'm pissed. And he says, a quick edit. It's currently 12:44 in the morning. It's already been a long effing day, and I'll continue to be a long effing day. I've seen your comments, and I'll update tonight or tomorrow, depending on what the F ends up playing out. I've been HOF ass level of day so far. I'm on like 3 hours of sleep. Well, you can tell he's got no sleep because of the way he's writing this. Another update, he says, I'll add paragraphs. This whole writing on my laptop. The words from my thoughts last night, I had no idea so many would view this. Okay, this guy needs some freaking rest. So anyhow, guys, that is the end of part 1. I'll be doing part 2 later, and you're going to see how he handles the situation and her whole inevitable meltdown and him kicking her to the curb like he should have, because this was such incredible disrespect, okay? You don't do that, and she obviously knew what she was doing, and I guarantee you probably what she's hoping. If I was a betting man, this is an ex-boyfriend who probably broke up with her, and he kicked her to the curb, and now she has a soft spot for her bad boy ex, because this guy never heard about him before, and you can tell he was obviously the bad boy ex by the way he was acting, cocky, and didn't want to say an ex, she said a friend. But as a partner, how crazy is that, the level of disrespect? And the fact that how that jackass was acting towards him, how she didn't defend her boyfriend, all that. No. Time to cut ties. Remember, if a girl doesn't respect you, she sure as hell is going to love you. And she ain't respecting that guy at all. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Again, part 2 tomorrow. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a really good story like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to get to it, and I definitely will want to get the chance. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.